loop, while loop, do while loop. We talked about all these particular loop statements also. For loop, while loop, do while loop, and all. Okay, and then guys, jump statements. Yeah, we're talking about the jump statements. Have you gone through? I just given a task for you. So just to try to analyze the jump statements. What we have? 4 jump statements. What are the 4? Go to, break, continue, and return are the 4 jump statements. So where do we use go to? Go to basically, guys, you can use anywhere in the code for from transferring the control from one line to another line. For transferring the control from one line to another line. See, console dot write line. Hello world. Console dot write line. Hello India. Something. I'm just going to have some 2 values like this. Okay. Now, if I write this in the main and execute, it will print you both the 2 statements. It will print you both the 2 statements. But guys, I can just use a go to statement like this. Go to xxx. Go to xxx. What is xxx? The xxx is basically called as a label. We call that as a label. What is a label? Any identifier with a colon is called as a label. We call this as a label. If I write this code in the main method, and execute, what is the output? You know, the output is hello India. It won't print you hello world. What it prints you? It prints you hello world. Sorry, hello India. It is not going to print you hello world. Why? When I say go to xxx, control jumps to xxx here. So what is this? It's called as a label. Go to label, and this is the label. Array, the syntax is go to label, and this is the label. So when I say go to label, control will jump here, and this is going to print you hello India. Okay, watch it. I given the code for you. Have a look. Have a look on this code. Go to xxx, control dot write line, hello world, xxx, and see now the control jumps from go to xxx to xxx. Are you clear? So that's what is jump statement. Jump statement, yesterday I explained to you that on a jump statement means this will transfer the control from one line to another line. From one line, the control will directly jump to another line of execution. That's what we call as a jump statement. Clear? Okay. Next. The next thing is break. The next jump statement is break. So what is the use of the break statement? What is the use of the break statement? Break statement, guys, this break statement is used in 2 scenarios. 1. Already we learned it yesterday. We use it in a switch case to jump out of a case. Yesterday we talked now. We use it in a switch case to jump out of a case. If at all you want to jump out of a case, we can use a break statement and we can jump out of the case within a switch case statement. Is that clear, all of you? Okay, that is one place where we use. Already in the last class we demonstrated about how to use a break statement in a switch case. The second place where I can just use a break is inside a loop. Which loop? Any loop. Any loop. The terminating the execution of the loop. See guys, for switch case yesterday I demonstrated you. I'm not talking about switch case now. And I'll show you with a loop. Okay, for int I is equals to 1. I less than or equal to 100. I plus plus. Console dot write line I. Console dot write line end of the loop. Guys, answer this question. If I run this program, what is the output? 1 to 100. Afterwards, end of the loop. It will print you 1 to 100. Afterwards, it is going to print you end of the loop. That is the output of the program. Right? But guys, here, if I write, if I is equals to 50, if I is equals to 50, and if I say break, the output is 1 to 50, end of the loop. 1 to 50, end of the loop. Why? The break statement will immediately transfer the control out of the loop. It will, yesterday also same thing I said you guys, it will get out of the case. Here it will take you out of the loop. It will bring the control out of the loop. That is the output of the code. Watch it. Watch it, all of you. Is that clearer? So I use the break here. So control jumps in now. So what the output? 1 to 100, end of the loop. So tomorrow when you're developing applications here, when you're developing applications, in some critical scenarios, we'll be just using up this particular break statements to jump out. In some critical scenarios, we'll be using the break statement to jump out. So we write some code. If anything goes wrong, a break statement will immediately bring you outside. Okay, some conditions, some serious conditions. Suppose say you are sending some output to a printer here. Some data is present in the database. You are picking the data from the database and sending it to the printer. So you are printing students' mark sheets. You are printing students' mark sheets in a school example, school application. Some 1,000 students are there. For all the 1,000 student mark sheets should be printed. The data is presented database. So it's going to load the data from the database, format it, and send it to printer. Printer will print it and give you the output. This is the requirement. Okay, some 1,000 students are there, printing going on. At some point of time, the ink in the printer can be exhausted. Yes or not? 24 hours we can't shoot now. Maybe ink in the printer can be exhausted. We did not notice it. When the ink is exhausted, if the printer runs, the header of the printer gets spoiled. When the ink is exhausted, if the printer runs, the header of the printer gets spoiled. So in that type of scenarios, guys, we put some conditions. What's it? Printing is going on. In that there will be a condition there. What is it? Check for ink. Ink not available. Break. So automatically what available? What will happen when ink is exhausted? Immediately application will break there. Stop it. It won't continue there. Are you clear? So like this, we write some serious conditions. You travel in a lift. For a lift, you have buttons 1, 2, 10 floors are there for it. But still you have a stop button. Why do you have a stop button here? Why do we use a stop button? In emergency scenarios, to stop it, the stop button. Correct? So same way in your applications, tomorrow you write emergency conditions. If emergency conditions happen there, automatically break statement will execute and the loop will stop there. Is it clear, all of you? Okay, so that is what the use of the break statement. 2 places we can use it. So my intention here is to make you understand one thing clear, guys. What you know? Which statement should be used where? You cannot use whatever you want, wherever you want. If you want to use a break, compulsory there should be a loop there. Or there should be a switch case. Without these two, break cannot be used. No loop, break cannot be used. No switch case, break cannot be used. Point clear, all of you? So that's what I understand. So remember that only. Which statement can be used in which scenarios? That's what finally will summarize all the appropriate things. Okay. So I hope this is clear for you. What is the output? 1 to 50, end of the loop. If I remove this, 1 to 100, end of the loop. Okay now? Guys, actually it's printing from 1 to 100. I feel like 7 is an unlucky number and that should not be printed in my output. Listen carefully. I feel like 7 is an unlucky number and that should not be printed in my output. Okay now? So this is my requirement. If that is the case, you require to write 2 loops now. One loop to print from 1 to 6, another loop to print from 8 to 100. 77 also not required. 77 also should not be required. 3 loops then. 1 to 6, 8 to 76, again 78 to 100. So you need to write. Are you ready? Writing these many number of loops? It will become hectic now. So that becomes hectic now, writing that many number of loops in the code. Is it clear? You can solve it like this. How you know? If I is equals to 7 or I is equals to 77. We have a jump statement called continue. We have a jump statement called continue. What is the output, you know? 1 to 100 without 7 and 77. Are you clear? What is the output? 1 to 100 without 7 and 77. 7 and 77 will not be printed for you in this output. 7 and 77 will not be printed for you in the output. It is going to print you only 1 to 100 without 7 and 77. So what will happen with continue? What happens with continue is whenever you try to use the continue statement, just a minute here. Could not connect. Just a second. Online students, just clearly telling you, don't share the meeting IDs. It's not your duty to share the meeting ID. Let them contact the admin. All the online students, I'm telling you very seriously, don't share the meeting IDs. Ask them to contact the admin. The meeting link is invalid. You are using some wrong link. You are using some long link. Someone, just a minute. Person is using some wrong link there. So once again, I'm telling you, for all the online students, don't share the meeting IDs. Let them contact the admin. That is their problem. You don't share the meeting IDs. If you share the meeting IDs, you will be blocked off. Remember, you're required to repay the complete fees again. If you do that, all the online students, be careful. And ask them, let them ask the admin. Okay, it's not your job to share meeting IDs. You concentrate on the classes, not on that. Okay. Yeah, what is this continue? Continue. Basically, whenever you use continue, what happens, you know? Continue statement will not allow the statements that are present next to it to execute in a loop. Continue statement will not allow the statements next to it to execute. Why, you know? Continue will transfer the control directly to the iteration part. Continue will transfer the control directly to the iteration part. For example, the code is to print 1 to 100. Am I correct? Now see the if condition. I is 1, condition false, prints I value. 3, 4, 5, 6, condition false, prints I value. I7, condition true now? When condition is true, now it will go to continue. What will continue do, you know? Continue will transfer the control to jump statement now. This jumps to I++ now. I becomes 8. Now 7 is not printed, guys. Are you clear? Now the loop continues. Understand the meaning? The loop continues. The loop won't stop. So again, 8 to 76, condition false, prints you the I value. Now again, 77, condition true. So which statement will execute now? Continue. Control goes to I++. What will happen? 78 continues the loop. So prints 1 to 100 without 7 and 77. Without 7 and 77, it is going to print you the things for you. Are you clear? Understood, all of you? So what is the use of this, sir? I given you an example, sir, about the mark sheets printing. 1,000 students are there, mark sheets are getting printed. Okay? So each student, it is taking now, printing the mark sheets now. One student was absent to the exams. Do I need a mark sheet to be printed for him? Tell me, guys. So I put a condition now. What is the condition? Student present or absent? Is absent to the exam now. With absent, I don't print the mark sheet for the student now. So can I skip that now? Tell me, 10 students are absent. I can skip the 10 students. So what is my condition in my code now? You're absent. Continue. So it will go to next student. If present, it will print you. If absent, it will go to next student. Are you clear, Ra? In that type of scenarios, we need to go for using the continuous statements in the code. So that's what. I hope you are clear, everyone. Okay. Next. So where can I use continue? Continue can be used only in loops. Where can I use break? Break can be used in switch case and loops. Continue can be used only in loops. You cannot use outside continue somewhere. Should be there to use continue. Okay now. And the last jump statement is written. So what is written? What is written? All of you, listen. Do you remember in the C language we learnt about written statement? What our teachers have taught us about the written statement in the C language. Written statement is used for returning a result. Returning a value. Written statement is used for returning a value. This is what our teachers have taught us in the C language. We use written statement to return a value. Suppose you write a function like this: int add, int a comma, int b. Next, int c is equals to a plus b, and then you say return C. So what it will do here? It will return the C value. So what do we use of the return statement means? In C language, our teachers have return statement is used for returning a value from a function. So this is what our teachers have taught it. Okay, even my teacher has said me the same thing only. But that is wrong. No, wrong. Actually, guys, the main purpose of the return statement is not to return a value. The main purpose of a return statement is to jump out of the function which is in execution. So listen, the main purpose of a written statement is to jump out of the function or just a minute, guys. శ్రీనివాస్ అని ఉన్నాడా డిస్ప్లే ఎక్కడ అక్కడ మొత్తం అయిపోయింది. శ్రీనివాస్ వాయిస్ వినపడుతుందా? వాయిస్ వస్తుందా? Guys, all of you, many of the people are facing a login problem. We are restarting the system. Rejoin again once. All of you, rejoin again once. We have a problem on our side also. So we're just starting the meeting again. Everyone, sign out and rejoin again. Restart చేపించండి. So actually, what is the use of a return statement is return statement is used for jumping out of a function or a method which is in execution. So the main purpose of the return statement is to jump out of a function or a method which is in execution. We are going to jump out of the function or a method that is in execution actually. Okay. Now, what we are taught in what we have learned in the C language is the purpose of the return statement is to return a value. But my point is the main purpose of the return statement is not to return a value. It is to jump out of a function or a method which is in execution. Returning a value is only secondary. Returning a value is only secondary. I'll show you. Just a minute. Watch it. I'll show you. Screen is not visible. Guys, is the screen not visible? I hate the screen now. Oh. Can you check and Srinivas? Am I audible? And is my screen visible? Connect type and Malay. Disconnect type. Window, chat window on the screen. నెట్ డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయిపోతుంది. శ్రీనివాస్ ఒకసారి మీ ఫోన్ ఇవ్వండి ఇక్కడ. వస్తుందా? వాయిస్ క్లారిటీ అంటున్నారు. క్లియర్. Is the voice clear now? Welcome screen. Welcome screen ఎక్కడ ఉంది? Guys, can you see the notepad? సరే. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's continue. So what I'm telling you, return statement is used for jumping out of a function or method which is in execution. So the main purpose of the return statement is to jump out of the function or the method which is in execution. So return is a statement that is used for jump out of a function or method in execution. And while jumping out, it is capable of carrying a value outside of the function or method. Basically, while jumping out, it is capable of carrying a value outside of the function or method. This is not mandatory here. It's optional. The main purpose or the main intention of the return is to jump out of the function which is in execution. So carrying a value is not mandatory. All of you remember, carrying a value is only optional. It can carry a value outside of it. Okay. And that is never going to be mandatory. That's only optional to you in this place. Okay. So I'll show you an example to you practically to understand. Watch. Tab 10, notepad, table.cs. I'm writing a program, guys. I'm naming the program as table.cs. Okay. Table.cs is the name of the program what I'm writing. So have a look. I want to write a program. What that is? When I run the program, it has to prompt me for a number. It has to prompt me for a number. And once I enter a number and hit the enter key, it has to display me the multiplication table of the number. Suppose if I enter 6, it should print me the multiplication table of 6. How? 6 ones are 6, 6 twos are 6 until 6 tens are 60. Any number, if I enter the multiplication table of the number should be printed. This is my requirement. Okay, let's write the code using class table. Console.write. Enter in and enter a number. Enter a number. Int I is equals to int dot parse console.readline. Int I is equals to int dot parse console.readline. Okay. So I'm just taking the I value from the user. Any name here, I'll say X here. Now what I want to do, what is the X value? Anything user can enter, any number. So I want to print the multiplication table of that number from 1 to 10. I want to print the multiplication table of that number from 1 to 10. So to do that, I'm writing a for loop first. For int I is equals to, from where to where you want to print? 1 to 10. So the loop runs from 1 to 10 now. Okay. And now I'm going to print output console.writeline. Yeah. What are we expecting? What did I say? I'm expecting the output like, suppose the number is 13. 13 ones are 13. 13 twos are 26. 13 threes are 39. Like this, 13 tens are 130. That's all the output I'm expecting. To get the output, guys, I'm writing the code. Watch it. A dollar sign here. Okay, a dollar sign here. What should come here? X value. What should come here? I value. What should come here? X into I value. X value should come there, guys. What is X value? The number what you enter now. Suppose the number is 13. 13. I value. First time 1. X into I. 13 ones are 13. Second time 13 into 2. 26. That's what you went to. It went to multiplication table of the number now. So watch. CSC. Table dot CS. Guys, you get the result. Are you clear, Ara? Whatever number you enter, it is going to get you the appropriate result. Got it, all of you? But here, a small problem. What is the problem? The user, when I say enter a number, you can enter any number. Tomorrow, I'm entering 12.3. 12.3. Error comes. Oh, sorry. 12.3. Error comes. Why? You can't convert that into integer. That cannot be converted to integer. Second problem is, I will print minus 76. It will print the multiplication table of it. But did we learn the multiplication tables to negative numbers? Never. We did not learn about the multiplication tables of negative numbers at all. Are you clear? Okay. So basically, to resolve this problem, first thing I want to do is I want to clearly enter the user. Enter an unsigned integer value. I'm very clearly telling the user what to enter. Unsigned integer value. Are you clear? I will say enter an unsigned integer value. But what is the guarantee user will follow that? I will say, guys, but is there a guarantee user will follow that? User is entering minus 45. User will not follow that. I don't know whether the user is going to follow this particular thing or not. How can I control him? So when the user tries to give, I'm getting the output like this. I'm getting a output like this. Are you clear? So basically, I don't want to accept this minus 45 at all. I don't want to accept this minus 45. To do that, I'm changing this as uint. Unsigned integer. What it accepts is only unsigned. So here what should I write? Uint.parse. Here also I'm changing. What's it? All are unsigned integers now. So it doesn't accept a signed value. Okay. Recompile. Now, when I enter a unsigned value, I'm getting it. But when I enter a signed value minus 43, I'm getting an error. So earlier it printed the multiplication to a negative number, but now we're getting a error. Why are we getting error? Because we're accepting it as a unsigned. Earlier we have one problem, now we have another problem. What is the earlier problem? Earlier problem is, what is the earlier problem, guys? Earlier problem is, it is accepting the number and printing me. Now to resolve it, I change it to uint. Now the problem is error coming in the code. Now error is coming off in the code. Okay, error should not come in the code now. Some descriptive message should be shown to the user. What? You need to enter only unsigned integer values. Is it clearer or not? What it has to show? Please enter only unsigned integer value. Something I need to show a message like this. I don't want to accept this. Now guys, listen all of you. This parse method what I used here, the parse method already explained you yesterday or day before yesterday, remember. If you give a wrong value, it will throw an error. The parse method will throw an error if you give a wrong value. If wrong values are given there, parse method will throw error. What I mean to say is, look. String S1 is equals to 100. Okay, uint I is equals to uint dot parse S1. Yeah, this is valid, guys. Valid. Now see, string S2 is equals to minus 57. And now I'm writing uint I is equals to uint dot parse S2 is an error. That's an error. Why error? Because minus 57 cannot be converted into an unsigned integer. It cannot be converted to an unsigned integer, so this will throw you in error now. Do you understand the problem? So how can I resolve this one now? To resolve it, listen, we are using a parse method now. Apart from parse method, we have another method called as try parse. Parse is one method here. Apart from the parse method, we have another method called as try parse. That's a different method, try parse. The try parse method is like the parse method only, but try parse will not give you any error. Try parse method is like a parse method only, but try parse will not give you any error. You will not get any error with the try parse method. Are you clear? So what is that? Watch it carefully, guys. How to use the try parse method. See, why are you declaring this variable? To capture the result only now? Array, I will capture the result. I is going to capture the result. To capture the result, we are using the I now. Okay? How to use the try parse? Carefully notice it. Uint dot parse. Uint dot parse. First, what you will give? String value. What is string value? S2. Comma. The uint what you declared here, without declaring here, we will declare it like this. We'll use a keyword called out keyword and we declare the variable again. We declare the variable here. So what happens now? Same like the previous one only. Here, the converted value comes into I. Correct? Here also the converted value comes into I. The only difference is the declaration should be done on the same line. So now you'll be wondering, what is this out, sir? I'll tell you guys. We will learn about that out in object-oriented programming. We will learn about that out in the object-oriented programming. You ignore it. Only point to remember is the declaration should be done here, not here. Are you clear? So I need to do the declaration here. So what is the advantage with this one now? The advantage with this is, if the conversion success, the value will be present in I. If the conversion success, the value will be present in I. If the conversion fails, error won't come, I will contain 0. Did you understand my point or not? If conversion success, the value will be present in I. Conversion failed, error won't come, I will be 0. That's all. No error comes. No error is going to come. Suppose if I give S1 here, I will contain 100. Or if I give S1 here, I will contain 100. If I give S2 here, I will contain 0. Why 0? Because this value is not able to be converted into an unsigned integer. Are you clear? This won't throw you error at all. Watch, guys. Look, come back to your code now. Come back to your code. What did I say? This declaration, what is present here? Remove it from here. Sorry. This declaration, what is present here? Remove it from here. And where to put it? Comma, out, and declare it there. Okay? All of you observe it. Recompiling the code. Oh, I did not change here. What's it? Try parse. The method name is try parse. Look, table. I'm giving 100. I'm giving 100. Got it? I'm giving minus 100. No error. Did you notice the difference between parse and try parse now? Parse will give you error. If conversion fails, parse will give you error. But try parse will not give you any error if the conversion fails. So means it has built-in error handling code. It has a built-in error handling code. I don't require to write the error handling code. That has a built-in error handling code. Okay. And one more thing, guys. What do you know? You can find out whether this conversion is successful or not. You can find out whether this conversion is successful or not. How can I find out? Is it by looking into I value? No. You can look into I value and find out here. That is one way. Another way you can find out is like this. This method returns a boolean. This method returns a boolean. Status. Okay. So if status true, status is true. What is the meaning here? Conversion success. Status is false. Then are you clearer or not? Understood my point? Okay. If the conversion failed, what do you get? False. So you can use that in your code. How? Like this. Watch it. Bool status is equals to. Bool status is equals to. Okay. Guys, if the conversion failed, what is the I value? 0. You want to print multiplication table of 0. Or I don't want to print the multiplication table of 0 now. Is the point clearer or not? I don't want to print the multiplication table of 0. Point clear, all of you? Okay. So now if the conversion fails, I don't want this code to execute. Now understand the requirement. If the conversion fails, I don't want the code to execute. When you want the code to execute? Only when the conversion is success. If the conversion fails, I don't want this code to execute. So see, I'm just checking a condition. If status is equals to false. Is success or failure? Louder. Failure. Conversion is failure. I don't want the loop to run. So what to do? Then you're required to use some jump statement now. You're required to use some jump statement. Tell me, can I use go to? Can I use go to in this scenario? Confidently answer, yaar. Lazy faces like that. Answer, right or wrong, answer first. I can't use go to? Why? Why? You can use go to here. Just right, go to XXX, come here, console dot, right line, skipped. I can do that. Why are you telling no? Yes. Are you clearer? I can use go to. But if I write go to, again I require to add a line in the bottom. So control will, what will happen? Control will jump from here to here. Is it clearer or not? But again, this is extra code what I require to add in the bottom. Is the extra code I need to use in the bottom, but go to can be used. Okay, fine. One thing we got a clarity, go to can be used. Next, can I use break? Can I use break? I said you that only. Open the mouth and answer. Don't irritate me. I'm short tempered here. If you get angry, I'll make you stand in the classroom. Right or wrong? Open the mouth. Answer. Can I just go to? Sorry, break. No, yaar. Yes, no, I said you break. To use a break, there should be a switch case or a loop. Na? Then do you have a switch case in the place where we used break? Tell me, do you have a switch case in the place where you use a break? Do you have a loop where you use the break? Then how are you telling yes, sir? You can't use break statement now. If you want to use what should be present, either switch case should be present or should be present. The place where I'm using a break doesn't have a switch case or doesn't have a loop. Loop is present below. But the place where I'm using break doesn't contain a loop. Got the point? Can I just continue? No. Continue also cannot be used. Why? To continue also you require a loop. One thing we got a clarity, go to can be used, break and continue cannot be used. But the correct statement what you use in this case is written. When I say written, control